your weekly view of young leaders taking big steps. This is Next Gen. Sponsored by PFI Western Wear, home of Boot Daddy.
Students in the Agriculture and Facts programs here at the Ash Grove High School have spent weeks studying their meat science curriculum, all culminating to a farm to plate tour happening today. So, Mr. Isaacson, I want to kind of have you highlight the Ash Grove community and your ag students and kind of the backgrounds that they come from, and then kind of falling back on the importance of ag education in Ash Grove.
A lot of our students are from within the county. We have farm students, but also what I kind of term country kids that live outside of the city limits that are involved. Yes, they're involved in production ag, mostly as hired labor and whatnot, and then the rest of our students come from within the city limits of Ash Grove.
So ag education is truly important, but understanding the full story of the beef animal is still probably pretty new. Take me through this new curriculum that you've established in Ash Grove and how it's grown.
So over the last 4 years or so, the facts teacher and the ag department have combined efforts to have a cross-curricular meat science unit. Essentially what that looks like is I have my ag students every day and she services her facts students, and we teach our own discipline content. And then about 2 to 4 class periods prior to the trip we're on today, we actually flip students, and my ag students get to look at more of the handling and preparation and some of those concerns with beef that we don't typically talk about on my side of the fence. And then her fact students come over and we look at the story of Missouri beef.
So back into the classroom, give me some examples of what those lessons and that curriculum consist of.
On the ag education side, we are looking at starting from the very beginning, basic cow-calf operations through very standard industry practices such as the Beef Quality Assurance Program. We discuss also some labeling certified Angus beef. We look at why do we do what we do. So
farm to plate is what we're seeing today. Take me through each stop and what we're seeing and why.
So our tour today is a little bit out of order due to logistical reasons.
It happens.
We started our morning at Lockwood Packing Plant. The Frickenschmidt family opens their doors to us annually and allows the students to see what it looks like in not only a professional meat packing plant, but also one that's family owned. From there, we traveled to Joplin Regional Stockyards. They're typically the #2 in calf sales and #1 in cow sales in America, so we appreciate the chance to get to go and listen to those leaders and look at what large-scale ag production looks like when it shows up in town, and we get to hear about how thousands of animals are pushed across the United States. From there, we've traveled to Gleanda Angus, and we're here with the folks at Gleanda, Travis Merrick and his family. We're going to get to hear about where Travis's specialty is. He is right between the farmer, because that's what he is every day, and also the consumer, because he gets to interact with those people through their farm shop that's here on site. Our last tour of the day will be at Sam's Club in Joplin. That truly is the purpose of this curriculum. It's not to solely promote ag education, nor how to prepare beef from the fact side. It's to help these students make a lifetime of informed choices, both as professionals and consumers. And that's why we do what we do.
Mrs. Lowry, tell me about your relationship with the ag department and how this curriculum and partnership began.
So about 3 years ago, he came to me and was like, should we do this co-curricular unit together? I thought it was a great idea for both my fact students and his ag kids to get together and get both sides of the expertise spectrum, for me as the food side and him as the production side. So we have changed it up every year to better fit what's currently going on in the market for both of our fields, and just take it full farm to fork, and the kids really enjoy it every time.
Well, we're on the farm right now.
Right now, yeah.
But back in the classroom, give me an example of what your lessons look like and what the students are taking home.
So I begin with wholesale cuts. So taking all those primal parts and then breaking up into the retail cuts. What muscle is it coming from on the animal? And then I teach them how to make the decisions on what's the best cooking method to use for that cut of meat, whether it's dry heat or moist heat. We talk about the different specific cooking methods, such as stewing or grilling. What are good steaks to grill versus stewing, for example. And then after that, I teach them how to look at a beef counter at the grocery store, what is the best quality that you can get and what to look for via marbling or other identifiers.
So when it comes to these students, and you mentioned that some of them mainly are upperclassmen, they come from a rural background, but they're graduating, and chances are not going into the agricultural industry, but they're feeding their families.
Yeah.
And so whether they're on the farm here or whether they're having the opportunity to be at the meat counter and buying meat for their families, what do you want them to take home from this experience?
Right. So, like I tell them, you are going to be eating food the rest of your life, whether you're a chef or just a mom or a dad cooking out or grilling for your friends at the house. They need to know that they are able to use what we have taught them, both me and Mr. Isaacson, throughout this unit, to make smart consumer decisions, understanding kind of what the best bang for their buck is, and being able to use this information they're learning currently in high school throughout their entire life.
So Luke, we have spent the entire day traveling around Southwest Missouri learning about Missouri's beef industry and how to buy meat and how to select it. So it all started for you right here in the classroom. Take me through what you first learned.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of the things we've done is we've gone through beef production on the farm to handling them and why it's best to have low stress and all that, and then we've gone through hauling them to the stockyards and the different problems you can have with that, and then that's some of the top three, I would say, things that we have learned about.
So today was the visual aspect of it, the hands-on, tangible way for you to kind of put it all together and spend a day out of the classroom,
Yeah.
right? So what does it mean to you, or what were you able to take in today by seeing the entire process from farm to plate?
Well, I think in the classroom we're kind of limited as to how much we can actually learn just through pictures, and we can do some hands-on stuff and whatnot, but being able to experience this stuff in the real world it just gives you that next level. You can actually see what's going on, and it just really helps you learn, I guess.
So are you an educated consumer now? Now, born and raised in rural Missouri, you have an ag background?
Yes, I do. I live on a 77-acre beef farm, and we raise about 25 head of cows. So, yeah.
But so now, you're not only a farmer, but you're a consumer. So do you feel more educated going to the meat counter today?
Oh, I would say a little bit. Probably not as good as I should be.
So your mom's probably going to send you shopping?
I don't know.
Luke, you've gone through the curriculum, you've been on the tour. What's one thing you can walk away with and kind of add to your toolbox of knowledge?
So I think this tour will really help me as I grow and have my own farm possibly. Whenever I go to sell cows and raise these cows, I can, I really understand now what the consumers are looking for and what they're looking to buy at the stockyards. So I think that'll help me a lot.